How does it feel for you being here this morning with the huge interest that's developed over the past number of months in Bessborough and what possibly may lie on these grounds?
Well, I'm really happy that, and sad at the same time, that I'm back here again. But the uncovering of all the babies and moms that we knew all along since back in late 90s that were buried in unmarked graves, that weren't cared for properly, that passed on or just went mad. Some have even just committed suicide being locked up, in this, on this compound, that's gated in to keep them in here. And now today to be here and people are paying reverence and they made it, the graves for the angels. I really was wishing that there was more. And behind me, we know that there are uncharted waters that I could be stepping on the remains of a baby or a mom that they're not acknowledging. We want the truth to come out,
Tony McGuire is here today, an archaeologist, and she said she has little doubt because of the way this plot is organised, that there are graves here. Did you hear her say that? Does that bring solace?
Most definitely, and I being a product and living here, being born here and living here for 4.5 years, I was sick quite frequently. I was always very hungry. It's called a mother-baby home, and to me that has the connotation of loving and care, and it was far from it. I never had seen any holidays or birthdays or had a decent meal. I used to go play in the livestock, which was behind the building of the mother-baby home, and I used to play with and look at the cows and run after the turkeys, and I knew those turkeys were going to be slaughtered and be fed, to the nuns for their big feast. And what I was given to eat was the broth and bread, and we were all very hungry, and all we had was each other. We just held on, and it's just marvelous that we're all here together today, all of us from Bessborough, all grown up, and we want to just be here to let the truth be out. I'm so happy media's taken interest in this story, and I myself want to make a difference and just give courage that, we're alive, we made it out of here alive, and we're here to speak of an atrocity that was done, and not in years and years ago. I was just here in 2002 when there was still 10 moms and 10 babies looked upon and frowned upon, judged, by the clergy as being less than and worthless and not going to amount to much, which is the same sentiment I received while I was living here and left here a very insecure and frightened child. And I'll never forget when I left here. And I was dressed with shoes that were 2 sizes too small for me. My adopted mom said my feet were so blistered and reddened, and that was the first thing they had to do. And my dress, we called it a frock, that's what we were dressed in. We all had hand-me-downs and dressed similarly. And but we got no care, and I have my records now, and I had numerous vaccinations. I'm still awaiting to see if I was on that trial, and I have a scar from it. There's just so much, and just the biggest thing that was lacking was the basic needs of, in those tender years, being here for almost 5 years and never being hugged or kissed or read a bedtime story or had any stimulation. I was locked in. I was a marked person. They called me the seed of a sinner. you know. And my mother, unlike Philomena at Sean Ross, never had the opportunity to interact with me. My mother gave birth to me and breastfed me for 2 weeks. Then I was removed from her. And the reason for that was because she was caught slipping in one of the nice nuns. There were some nice nuns. And my mom had knitted a pair of booties for me. And she wanted to put them on my little feet in the nursery. So one late night, the nuns, my mom told me this is fact, and she wanted to put the booties and see her little girl again. And one of the nuns on watch caught her, and she was punished severely. That punishment cost her 24 hours on her knees in the chapel, which is, you see, that's the front entrance of Bessborough. And she was to remain there with no food, no drink, for doing that. And then later, further punishment came, because every day she was told that she was, you know, just nobody wanted her anymore for what she did, for her one night of pleasure, as they called it. And off she was sent. She was transferred here from Bessborough to Sundayswell Laundry, where she remained locked up for 35 years. So my mother came to the gates here. She had a smile on her face at some point, thought there was hope, you know, that she'd get out. And I believe her life ended then, you know, her happiness and her hope and was taken out of her. You know, unfortunately, she did stop breathing in October of 2009. And now they're stating, you know, we want more than an apology, you know, for all the years that she labored and worked, you know, and all the neglect and the that we got, you know, as children, you know, for, you know, compensation for us. And they're denying this for us, because they're stating if your mother was deceased before 2013, it's history. We're closing the books on this, and we're here today to reopen this issue. And please take a second look, because we're alive and well, and we speak for those that are buried beneath our feet. You know, that there's more to be revealed here, and it's got to stop. And they have to take responsibility for what they did, and they haven't done that as of yet.